Brazil court ruling could free jailed ex-president Lula. He led Brazil between 2003 and 2010, but was jailed last year. His supporters rallied outside the court on Thursday. Brazil's top court has voted to overturn a rule about the jailing of criminals, a change which could lead to ex-president Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva being freed from custody. The ruling, announced on Thursday, stipulates that convicted criminals should go to prison only after they have exhausted their appeal options. The change could lead to the release of thousands of prisoners, including Lula. News script from BBC. All clips may not represent the story. Watch to learn English the way you've learned your mother tongue, as this video is especially made. The left-winger led Brazil between 2003 and 2010, but was jailed last year. He was favorite to win last year's presidential election but was imprisoned after being implicated in a major corruption investigation. The right-wing candidate Jair Bolsonaro, dubbed the Trump of the tropics, went on to win comfortably. The corruption scandal, known as Operation Car Wash, initially centered on the state-run oil company Petrobras, but subsequently billions of dollars of bribes were uncovered, and dozens of high-profile business leaders and politicians were jailed. Lula has consistently denied all the accusations against him and claims they are politically motivated. Justices voted to reinterpret the country's penal code in a 6-5 vote issued on Thursday. It overturns a 3-year-old ruling which threatens suspects with immediate prison time before their appeals were exhausted. The measure was seen as helping prosecutors secure convictions and unravel the major corruption probe by encouraging suspects to negotiate plea deals. Lula's lawyers have already called for his release in response to the judgment. Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva was seen as much as a savior as he was a sinner in Brazil. He was a man who came to power promising change yet ended up leaving politics with a very different legacy. His life mirrored that of many Brazilians. He was born in 1945 into a poor family in the northeast of Brazil, and by the time he was 7, his family had moved to São Paulo to find work, as many millions of Brazilians have done, before and after him. Lula did not learn to read until he was 10. At the age of 14, he got his first job as a metal worker in the car factories on the outskirts of São Paulo. It was in those factories that he started getting involved in politics. By 1975, he was heading the Metalworkers Union, and throughout the 1970s and 80s, he helped organize major strikes in defiance of Brazil's military rule. The working class has never got anything in this world without a battle, without perseverance, and without the will to fight until the end, he told workers in April 1980. In the same month, he was arrested for his involvement in the strikes and held in prison for a month. Shortly after his release, he helped found the Workers' Party, the first major socialist party in Brazil's history. The party brought together trade unionists, intellectuals and activists who were set on changing Brazil's power structure. But it was a long struggle to the top. Lula ran for president unsuccessfully 3 times before eventually being elected in 2002. And when he made history as Brazil's first working-class president, who argued it was time for Brazil to turn a new page. Change, that was the key word, that was the message from Brazilian society, he said as he was sworn in January 2003. Society decided it was time to forge a new path. He led Brazil during a period of unprecedented economic growth. High prices for commodities meant that he had money to spend on social programs. One of his biggest legacies was lifting millions out of poverty, according to his former foreign minister, Celso Amorim. Taking 30 to 40 million people out of poverty is fantastic, says Mr. Amorim. They, Brazilians, identify with Lula because he's one of them, coming from poorer parts, then becoming a metal worker, and then all the way to the presidency, without departing from these origins. Please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.